This video is for Curl King, a dark-skinned man. The history of slavery shows how black people were treated as commodities, much like animals are treated today in factory farming.
Well, guys, seems like we can't escape this one. Every time that I think that vegan teacher might have been publicly humiliated to the point that she begins to think that maybe, just maybe, she should get her shit together, she releases a video that proves that she has learned nothing from the thousands upon thousands of people saying, hey, you're kind of a psycho, and you're just hurting the vegan movement as a whole. You're not helping anything out. Guess we gotta teach her this lesson again. Now, that vegan teacher has been terrorizing the internet with bullshit for a pretty long time. I've been talking about her and the insane shit that she says basically the entire time I've been doing commentary content. For essentially her entire internet career, if you can even call it that, she has been pretty heavily disliked, not because she's a vegan, but because she says things that are so unbelievably stupid that you really just can't help but to dislike her. However, over the last, year or so, I would say, she's transitioned from saying things that are just stupid to saying things that are still just unbelievably stupid, but are also extremely dangerous and are very revealing of her true character. Now, I first noticed this, I think about 9 months ago or so, when she uploaded a video where she compared feeding a baby a rib, a barbecue rib, when the parents of that kid are vegan and are raising the kid vegan. She compared that to a man putting his genitals into the mouth of a baby. Yeah, she said it would basically be the same thing, and to this day, I still think that is the worst thing I have ever heard a person say in a YouTube video. Now, after I made that video, she either deleted it out of shame or enough people reported it that YouTube actually noticed, but I still genuinely do not understand how that video did not get that woman banned off of YouTube. I mean, this woman used to be a school teacher and now she's on the internet saying that feeding a baby a barbecue rib is the same as sexually exploiting it. Not only do I feel like that warrants a ban off the platform where you're spewing that bullshit, I feel like that's damn near grounds for a criminal investigation. However, unsurprisingly, YouTube didn't really do anything besides maybe remove the video. I don't even know if they did that. But because they might have done that, and I'm gonna pat myself on the back here for a moment, I fully believe it was because I made that video, because that video was up for months before I talked about it and was gone like 2 days later. I have another bone to pick with that vegan teacher. Recently, she uploaded a video titled "Black Man Doesn't Care If His Own Community Gets Sick from Heart Attacks, Strokes, or Diabetes." And in this video, she is attacking a content creator who, I don't know, probably said something like he enjoys a hamburger on occasion. Now, she targets and attacks this content creator specifically because he is black and not vegan. And her reasonings for doing that include her believing that farming and selling animals is the same as the transatlantic slave trade where humans were bought and sold. She says, and I quote, that if you are black and you go vegan, you are honoring your ancestors' struggles. Real life human being comparing the fact that you can go buy some chicken breast at a grocery store to the fact that millions upon millions of real life humans were bought, sold, and killed as slaves. Keep in mind, I'm pretty sure the only thing this guy did, she's attacking a YouTuber named the Curl King, by the way, is make a video on how it seems like that vegan teacher genuinely does not really value human life in a normal way, which is a fair criticism of her. And she responds by saying that this guy is cruel to his own race because he's not a vegan. It's a wild, tone-deaf, racist video, and I really don't understand why YouTube is allowing this shit. But who knows, maybe it slipped under the radar, so let's get it on the radar, okay? Let's stop wasting time, let's just take a look at it. Please subscribe.
This video is for Curl King, a dark-skinned man who is actually extremely cruel to his own community. Here's why. Okay,
so I'm a white guy, so I'm not gonna sit here and get offended on another race's behalf, but I don't know, I feel like calling somebody a dark-skinned person in 2025, kinda wild. That doesn't seem like something you should say. Let me know.
Rather than educating his community as to how to be healthy and ethical and strong men, he encourages them to keep paying for the rape, torture, confinement, kidnapping, and murder of innocent animals. Curl King is a disgrace. Here are 7 ethical and health reasons why dark-skinned people, including Curl King and his audience, should be vegan.
Okay, so I don't think the information that vegan teacher is kind of racist is like necessarily new. She's done a lot of stuff in the past, ranging from very questionable to just flat out racist. But I think one of the most telling things that she says in this entire video is what she just said here. This implication that because the Curl King is a black person, his entire audience is only black people. I mean, not only does she say that he's being extremely cruel to his own community, implying that your community can only be people who look like you, but then she's talking about skin color and she groups the Curl King and his audience into the same group, as if a white person couldn't watch a black content creator. What the fuck is wrong with this woman?
Rejecting exploitation in all forms. The history of slavery shows how black people were treated as commodities, much like animals are treated today in factory farming. By going vegan, black individuals honor their ancestors' struggles by rejecting systems of oppression and exploitation. Animals are bred, sold, and killed as products, just like black ancestors were bought, sold, and dehumanized.
Okay, so lots to unpack here. First and foremost, if I need to explain to you why, like, somebody butchering a pig or a company raising cattle to sell to a grocery store is not the same as humans being bought and sold by other humans into a life of slavery, where they were assaulted, tortured, murdered, ripped from their families, had their children sold from them, and treated as nothing more than a tool. I don't really know if anything I said would even make sense to you, so I'm not gonna try. I feel like that's a pretty understandable, a pretty intuitive concept for most people with a brain, so I don't really feel the need to explain it. Secondly, the implication that being vegan somehow honors your ancestors' struggles, ancestors who had to live a life of slavery, is simply psychotic. And thirdly, I find it really interesting that vegan teacher uses the term dehumanize here, implying that she understands and even accepts the concept that there are things that are less than human, like, an animal. Comparing the world's history of widespread brutal slavery to farming, and then accusing somebody else of dehumanizing somebody in the same sentence. Top 5 most tone-deaf moments of all time. Okay, so from this point forward, it gets a whole lot less racist than saying shit like, if you're black, you should be vegan, otherwise you hate your ancestors. And it becomes more just her talking about shit that has absolutely nothing to do with this guy. Like, keep in mind, she's making this video about another commentary YouTuber. And she's blaming the fact that schools give out milk on this guy? Yes, it is true. It's estimated that a majority of black people are lactose intolerant. So yeah, it's probably not for the best that schools tend to give out milk, but what the fuck does that have to do with this guy? After that, she talks about how fast food companies a lot of the times tend to target black communities, and yeah, again, that is true. But again, what the fuck does that have to do with the YouTuber? Nothing that she says at all has anything to do with anything this guy has said. I went to this guy's channel. It's not like he's promoting eating meat. He's not like you should be eating more hamburgers. He's just called out that vegan teacher for being fucking psycho. And she turns around and says, what? You aren't vegan, which means you hate your ancestors and you want to see all black communities fail? What the fuck? Is she really sitting here trying to pretend that the fact that people eat meat is the root cause of these issues? That's the reason why they give out milk in schools? That's the reason that fast food companies target black communities? Because not enough people are vegan? Are you serious? It's genuinely almost impressive sometimes how this woman draws conclusions. She makes connections that have never been made before. She links shit together that makes absolutely no sense. And YouTube needs to stop giving her a platform to do it. It's bad enough, it's gross enough to call out this random guy for no reason and start saying shit like he's failing his people because he's not vegan, literally using his race against him as some sort of weird guilt-tripping technique into trying to make him go vegan. Just crazy racist shit. But to take it a step further and say that human slavery and the hundreds of years of oppression and insanely inhumane treatment of black people in this country is the same as people eating animals, at some point we've just got to draw a line and be okay, she just can't say this shit anymore. Why YouTube allows her to continue to say shit like this this and attack other creators and say stuff like what we were talking about earlier, I don't get. I've said this many times before, YouTube seems to really like to parade as this super safe platform, like this non-toxic space where shit like this just doesn't fly, and it flies all the fucking time. Like seriously, I've never seen a social media platform as confused as YouTube is when it comes to deciding what they want to be. Because if YouTube was the YouTube that they say they want to be, this kind of shit would simply not be on the website. There's no way around it. Well guys, what do you think? Do you think that YouTube is ever gonna do anything about this woman? I'd like to say that maybe I could make myself believe that eventually we'd see something done, but I mean, if nothing's been done at this point, I don't know. She's dropped the N-word, she's made videos comparing giving a baby a rib to doing the worst imaginable thing to it. Made this video where she's calling out a black content creator for nothing more than just being a black person. I mean, it's kind of getting ridiculous, and I really don't know why YouTube won't do something about it. Usually there's some sort of explanation like, oh, they bring in YouTube a lot of money, or oh, they're the face of YouTube, but like nobody likes this woman. Her videos don't really bring in that much. What's your excuse, YouTube? I don't get it. See ya.